Hello, this is Sheryl Willis over at Go Arizona Real Estate with eXp, coming at you with the February 2024 monthly market update. I am actually going to cover the 5 biggest mistakes buyers are making in today's market based on the market conditions here in the Phoenix area. Number 5, you got to stick around to hear what the top one is. Number 5 is understanding new construction. Okay, give me a couple minutes here because let me tell you, there's 3 different products that builders are offering right now. There is the new builds, that's from the dirt phase. Then there's also the spec homes, and then there's also what they call QMI, which is quick move in. Okay, best deals today are with quick move-in homes. Here's the thing though, guys, in order to get those really low interest rates that they're teasing you with online, they're not offered on all the homes. It is only a few select spec homes. So the sooner you jump in on these, the more opportunity you're going to have to choose which one works best for you. They are as low as the mid 4s, depends on the builder. And here's the thing, guys, it is locked in for a 30-year mortgage. There is even a couple builders that are doing the 4% interest rate, high 4s, and then they're doing a 2-1, even a 3-2-1 buy down. What exactly does it mean? It means some people are starting with interest rates in the 2s, but you got to give us a call because once those QMIs are gone, so are the deals. The second thing they are offering are called spec homes. They pull out the plot map, the community map, and they pick which lots they're going to start building on. They bring in the design center team, and they come in and they pick which home they're going to put, what colors, which upgrades, and what options. Now, those do not usually have, in fact, they don't, outside of 60 days, they do not offer those low interest rates, but they do have price reductions. What they do to get those price reductions, just to let you know, is a couple things. The lot premiums are usually erased because they are selecting lots that don't necessarily have a lot premium or might have a small one. And they also don't necessarily upgrade those homes the same quality and condition that you might if you were building the home yourself. What do I mean by that is, like, maybe they don't have shower enclosures. Maybe they do have blinds, but they're not the blinds that you would have picked out. Maybe they have an upgraded mirror. Maybe they don't. Soft clothes in the kitchen, those kind of things. So they only put in about 10% of the base price. That seems to be what the average is. And then what they do is they show you what the retail cost was, and then they mark it down to these special discounted rates. So just to let you know, that's the spec homes. And when those spec homes get within the closing of 60 days, they turn into QMI. Okay. Now, the other ones, not all communities, not all builders are offering what they call new builds. Like, that's what new construction used to be, only new builds. That means you pick the lot you want, you pay the lot premium. Maybe it's facing a park, maybe it's facing a lake, maybe it's a corner lot, maybe it has a larger lot. Like, there's different reasons. There's one builder, particularly Barney Farms, that it's kind of a waterfront, like $200,000 lot premium. Ugh. Wouldn't do that. But then you get to pick the floor plan you want, and then you get to place it on the lot where you want it, left, right, forward, back. And then you get to pick absolutely everything. They will tell you what the inclusions are in that base price. Remember, this is just a base price. Think of a la carte. Remember when back in the day when you bought an airline ticket, how everything was included and it was kind of a fancy thing. And now Southwest Airlines kind of set a new trend, like we have JetBlue and Allegiant and all these cheaper airlines. In fact, I think even American does this. Like, you buy the flight, but then when you want to pick a seat, if it's a nicer seat, you got to pay more. And then if you have to pay extra for baggage. You get my point. It's like an a la carte. So when you see a base price, like for instance, Toll Brothers out at Kalita in Queen Creek, it says from the base price of $759, just to let you know, you're going to finish that sweet baby up right at $1 million. It is typical to see somewhere between a 20 and 25% spend at the design center. Do the builders offer any incentives on those new builds? No, they do not. Also, for new construction, let me just add, looking at this map, it kind of shows you where the new construction is. So if you're looking for somewhat affordable new construction, you're going to be on the outskirts. Don't be surprised when you come to Phoenix that you're going to be, again, on the outskirts. coming in at number 4. That is the resale market. People aren't understanding really what's going on, and it's been going on for a little over a year now. We saw a little bit of a hiccup in the market in 2022 when interest rates hit an all-time high. Well, actually, no, an all-time decade high of up to about 8%. Let me tell you guys, back in the day, 89, I bought my first house at 13.5%. So this is not an all-time high. It's just in the last 10 years, 20 years maybe. The point I'm trying to make is we have been seeing a slight increase, and I mean slight, which means it's a really good time to buy, because if it was a buyer's market, that means property values to be going down. That's no bueno. You want to have it where it's just a little bit of a seller's market, where the values are going up a tad bit, but yet buyer and seller can negotiate. Now, here's the thing. This is where people misunderstand. They think because there's fewer buyers on the market that sellers are coming down on their prices. Well, let me tell you, if you're watching Redfin and Zillow and you're using that as your basis, you're going to be very misled, because the only homes that you're seeing on there with price reductions are the price reduction homes. You're missing all the ones that went under contract, some of which went under contract before they ever went on the market. Let me tell you, the nicer homes in the more desirable areas are still going quickly. So if you see something you like, you got to act quickly. In fact, when you look at the data over the last year, look at where we are compared. Right now, the average is 97.5% of the list price. So sometimes there's a little bit of a give, but I'll tell you what sellers are really cooperating with today. They're doing repairs, they're helping with closing costs, and they're buying down the rate. So when you work with us, it's really important that we run all kinds of numbers and show you which makes the most sense for you. Are you trying to get a lower price, or are you trying to get a lower payment, right? Number 3, get yourself pre-qualified. Wait, before you say no, there is a thing called soft pull, which means it's not going to hit your credit. But this will enable you to have a conversation. I would highly recommend our wholesale lender that will have these conversations with our potential clients so that they can understand the loan programs today, especially with the higher interest rates. We're going to be talking about a higher purchase price or lower purchase price versus monthly payment. Think about it. When you buy a car, do they tell you what the purchase price is? No, they're concentrating on the monthly payment. Well, today's interest rates, you want to make sure your monthly payment is as low as it possibly can be, even if it might mean $3,000 or $5,000 more for the home, right? Does that make sense? I hope so. That's why you need to give us a call. Also, other little things about getting pre-qualified, like understanding what the employment requirements are. If you're buying this as a second home, you will be required to put down a minimum of 10%. You also cannot use any of the FHA loan or VA loans. So 10% investor is going to be a higher interest rate or second home. Now, some people do that if they are going to be selling their home, and they'll be taking the proceeds from that home and then paying off the loan here, cash. And again, and then recasting the loan, there's a whole conversation about numbers that need to take place so that people can understand it's not just based on income where you're at. It's income here. It's about your debt to income. So other costs like car payment, credit cards, student loans, and such. It's also the particular area you're looking at: property taxes, hazard insurance, HOA, and things like that. So for those that are more sensitive to pushing the boundary as far as their max price point, or really interest rate sensitive, you gotta give us a call ahead of time so that we can have these conversations. Here's the thing. Yes, there are resale sellers accepting contingent offers, but they want it to be not so buyer sided, meaning your home, wherever you're coming from, needs to already be under contract and pass the inspection period. It does not behoove a seller in today's market, peak buyer season in Arizona, to take their home off the market for any price if they're not guaranteed that that buyer, not really guaranteed, but pretty darn sure that the buyer is going to close within the 30-day window. Get my point? All right. Number 2, and there are a lot of buyers from out of town that don't understand how big the greater Phoenix area is. Let me tell you, we had a client that wanted to look at a home in Sun City and then another one in Santan Valley on the same day, guys. That's over a 2-hour drive. And then if you do it during commute time, you're talking 3. So You got to give us a call because when you go online and you look at from point A to point B, it's going to tell you what that traffic, or sorry, what that distance or the time, if there's no traffic. It doesn't take into account any kind of commute traffic. And I have to tell you guys, the traffic here isn't getting better. It's only getting worse. We're over 5 million people now. And I would love to say, if you watch my videos from years ago, I can tell you how we had great transportation and great freeway systems, and we still do, but we've kind of outgrown it. So we're going to be seeing some new freeways pop in, but it takes some time. So we're going to start going through those growing pains. And let me tell you, being in a commute shed, meaning no more than 30-minute drive from your place of employment, is so important. So don't push that 30 minutes, because I'm telling you, it's going to be miserable, absolutely miserable. You got to give us a call so we can show you what the areas are like. Here's another thing too. A lot of people are drawn to, and I'm not going to say you got to watch my other videos. They're drawn to certain parts of the West Valley that more often than not, people come back to us and go, this isn't for us. It's too far out here. There's not enough amenities out here. And they, for whatever reason, they will take an older home, a smaller home, to be in a more desirable area. Those are conversations we want to have before you come out here. And that's why we create self-guided tour, which leads me to my number one biggest mistake that buyers are making right now. And that is, you're not calling us early enough. I appreciate all the phone calls, let me tell you, but to say, hey, you guys, we're here, or my wife's coming in tomorrow, like it's kind of hectic and crazy. And we really pride ourselves on delivering the best customer service and relocation specialty work. It's really difficult when we already have things going on and we want to make you a priority. So you got to give us a call at least 30 days. I'm not saying if it's not 30 days to not call us by any means. Just plan ahead. Planning makes the plan work. All right, guys, we want to hear from you, even if it's a year in advance. But again, the year in advance phone calls are just going to be talking about areas, because prices could change, as the world as we know it today is very interest rate sensitive. Anything could change once the rates do come down. All right, guys, Sheryl Willis again, Go Arizona Real Estate. I hope to hear from you soon. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, or weekends, we got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. Can't wait to hear from you. See y'all soon.